I got my hair cut, and I got another thing. I can't show you who it's for, but it's for a drawing. And now you're probably thinking, what drawing is it? I hope you can hear me fine, but I'll show you. This one this is the drawing. It's really, really cool. And this clip can only be used after some time because it's a gift. So I didn't actually sell this, even though it's really cool. Like really one of my best work, I'd say, actually. Just really awesome. Cool. But I have I'm like, you know what? Nobody's buying it anytime soon. I don't have space for it, and I can always make more art. So you might as well give some of your cool art away. But the problem is, I'm going over to this person, to my friend, for their birthday, which I probably talked about in another video. And I can't bring this along on the train. Like I can, but it's 4 hours and it's a bunch of, So I bought this, and this was literally like $1, $1 or something. See, I was like, that's kind of cheap, but also kind of expensive. Like I'm wondering what the like store buys it for. And I know you can't see anything, and I'm probably not going to show you that much because it doesn't really matter too much. I don't know what to put in here though. I'm probably going to have to make another drawing. These are pretty large. So here you have the raw drawing. The raw drawing. And I'm so scared about rolling this. So it's going to be like a very gentle rolling, I think. I'm just going to try. Just to roll it. Oh, this is... It's like one of the worst feelings in the world, I think. And it has to be 10 times smaller, so we have to like... Yeah, it's kind of weird. I have never done this before, but if I were to sell stuff, I will have to do it this way by like folding it up. And just popping it in the thing. Going well. Well, I'm figuring it out. I know I probably won't be cutting in this, so this will just be like... I don't know if I put a timestamp or something. I would just hate it if it were like ruined at the end of this. That would just be the worst thing, That would be the very worst thing, like one of the worst things possible. I keep... Okay, I'm just not gonna roll it tight. Roll it tight. I just forgot how big this thing is. And it's in. I did it. It only took about 4 minutes. Yeah. So enjoy the video. Thank you for watching me pack up a gift, and enjoy the video. Okay. Now that you've watched that pretty long clip of me failing and finally succeeding to make, to put a drawing in some like poster board or whatever, some cardboard, a cardboard cylinder. Now I'm finally painting. Yeah. And before I really start this painting into it's just doing the sketch with a huge brush because I just felt like it, and I'm definitely gonna do this again because I was effective and cool. But one more thing. Thank you for 900 subscribers. Like, that's a lot of people. I think I'm at like 901, which is insane. It's a lot of what is it called? It's a lot of people. It's actually really a lot of people. We're 100. Actually, we're 99 away from 1,000, which is insane. So yeah, but still, thank you guys a whole lot for 900. It's completely insane to me. And also just thank you for the enjoyment of the videos. Many people have been watching the videos recently, and it's actually when I took a break, another break, like that. I went to my friend. She lives about 5 hours by train away, and I took the train not because it was faster, but because it was cheaper. So yeah, so I'll tell you a bit about that. And I went on a train first, about 12 or something. And I sat there a long time. I drew some pictures, some drawings. I'll show you those in the next video though, because I don't think this video needs more fill other than the painting stuff now. And yeah, I chill. I talked with an old lady. She was really sweet. We talked a little bit on the way. And then I arrived and we got some dinner. Well, not dinner, well, we ate pizza on their floor. Me, her, and her big brother, and her brother's friend, because we had to set up a hot tub and what is it called? Not a tent, but like one of those coverings, party area. Yeah. We had to sit outside because of space, but it would probably rain, so we had to put up like a tent. Yeah. So we did some of that, and the next day, we went to a party that night for a close friend of hers, it was weird being around a bunch of people you don't know. Like, I knew her, and that was everybody I knew. And people were nice though. I talked with a few people. Some were really drunk. Like this one girl, she like touched my shoulder and she looks me dead in the eyes, like huge eyes, and she's like, "Have you seen my pipe?" And it's not a pipe for drugs. It's just a pipe for tobacco, because one dude or like a couple of the people were apparently smoking pipes, which is cool, I guess. Pretty funny, nice people, good decent party. But me and my friend went home a little early because we had to have her party the day after, and so on and so forth. And then we did some stuff and built some things and made some food, and people came and said, "Hey, hello, all that." Great party. Nonetheless, then I went home. I made one drawing on the way home because I was a little bit hungover, so sitting on a train with my head pointing down was not an option. Then I came home, ate dinner, and talked to my parents. Then I went to bed, and now we're at today, or the day of recording this at least. And woke up late. Normally Monday is one of my training days, or go to the gym Monday, but I decided I was so destroyed from the last couple of days where I just been partying and staying up late and been on the train for 10 hours in 2 days. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sleep in late and not work out today. And I think it's the right choice because I can feel that my body is still not at its normal level, but I feel a lot better than yesterday, of course. So I have to do the video now, which I'm also happy to do. I'm happy I finished it before I went on a trip, so I could just, do the recording so I didn't have to force myself to paint if I wasn't in the mood for that. And I also have to start new painting probably. Maybe not today, probably tomorrow. I have a lot of time till I have anything to do, which isn't job or, exam stuff. Yeah. Overall, it was a nice trip. And it's a nice painting. I really like this right now. I'm building it up very differently, but also very, very samey. But I continue to switch between very much red and very much like Naples yellow red. So this more is like it. I picked Naples yellow red because it's closer to my skin tone, So for me, it's like the color of my skin, or at least very close. But you know, it's really cool. I like the nose already, and I'm beginning to build up with this negative space and all these lines and circles and around the eyes and the other stuff. So it's already looking good here, and I was like, okay, this can be very good, or I can fuck it up. I can still always fuck it up, but I won't do that because I actually make quite a good piece, I would say. Um, yeah, but it's a lot of just painting and looking and painting and looking. That's usually what it is. But I think the mix here of only using colors like this, the way I paint, isn't necessarily about mixing on the palette. I don't really do that. I mix on the canvas, and sometimes I don't even mix. I let paint dry and then I put paint over it in smaller increments or layers, so the paint kind of mixes your eye kind of mixes the paint together, which I think is much better and cooler, and I just like a bunch of layers. And I also forget to record some stuff in this video, but I think it's fine because it's a pretty long video either way. But I did some stuff and quick stuff with the Spartle, the knife, the palette knife. I really love the palette knife. That's one of the best tools ever invented, and it works great for my style and the way I like to paint, especially when I can take stuff and get very small amounts and weird amounts of paint, put over something that's dry. It makes a really cool texture, and it's great. So I just continue sitting back and forth with different colors and different layers and this and this and that. And that's really all I did. I think it's about 60 centimeters by 40, maybe. I don't know, I'm gonna have a look at it. It's right over here. But it's not a huge painting, which also why I did it, or I started it before I went away, because I was like, I can probably finish it. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. So it's 80 by 60. So it's 80 centimeters tall, which is like pretty tall. And then it's 60 centimeters wide. So it's not a huge canvas, but it's definitely not small. It's a nice to work with, I would say. So it's been pretty nice to work with, and I've been pleasantly surprised. It's still one of the canvases I got for free from my art teacher, which has been a blessing, because all the money I've saved on canvases or stuff like that has really been great. And I'm still, of course, buying all the canvases in thrift stores I can, and some online, because I like making bigger, more imposing, crazy cool, giant stuff. But I need more studio space, and I need more studio for that. Like, it would be cool if I could just paint on like 200 centimeter tall paintings, which are 150 width. Like, we're talking like crazy big paintings all the time. Would be perfect for me personally, but that's just it's possible. I would like to do it, but it's hard to have it in here, mostly because like 2 meters, that's pretty huge, but also 150 centimeters and meters is pretty wide. So it makes a, like, for me, like maybe a perfect canvas size, because it's giant, it's cool, it's nice, I can use it for everything. But the problem is, like, it's also, I don't want to do the same thing every time, but I don't have the space right now. And also, doing bigger paintings requires more paint. That's the simple truth. So, like, it depends on what I paint, of course, but you know what I mean. It's in the future. I know what I want to do, and right now I'll do whatever I can do, which is still pretty good. But it is weird to think about that. Like, the biggest paintings I have, which is like 100 wide and 150 long, they're pretty huge. But they are like, you kind of have to flip it and then make it double. And then you got like a 200 by 150, which is insane to me. It's pretty wide, but also really long. It's a huge canvas, which I would like to paint on. But for right now, I think the smaller canvas is also better, because necessarily they'll be cheaper, because it makes sense. Less cameras, less paint, less time equals less money for the product, which is nice. Because personally, since I don't have a name and I don't have any rich friends or people who like my stuff who want to buy, it's easier to sell smaller things since it would cost less. Maybe I'm not sure. I haven't sold that much. Also, if anybody who cared, I forgot to say, my friend was very happy with the drawing I gave her. She was very pleased and said it was a nice gift. And I was like, yes, that was the plan. And it was a great party. I think I've said this already, just to be sure. It was great fun. Last couple of days. But it's also good to be back home. Just in my element, in my house. Yeah. Just having on reading break. I done a little bit of math today, which is like maybe not all I'm gonna do, but if it is, like, that's okay. I have too many days. Like the 10th of June, that's when I'm going up to exam. So I have a bunch of days. But that's how it is. That's how it is. It's gonna be fine. And then after the 19th of June, I have no more exams for this summer, and then my summer begins, which is also great. But yeah. You can see using the palette knife here just to do some kind of crazy. And the palette knives work perfect with my style because it's so rough and quick and kind of spotty. And it's, totally the stuff I do. It's just great. I think it's great. Yeah. Really getting along there also. I do a little bit of stuff towards the end, which I forget to record. But, of course, there will be a clip of me talking about the whole process and the completely finished piece, which I hope you'll enjoy watching. At least if you've watched this far, you should definitely like, subscribe, and comment. But you will probably also enjoy the clip of me talking about the painting or the finished piece, because we're getting very close to that. Yeah. Hopefully this sounds good. Okay, guys and girls and everybody who made it to the end. You're at the very end, and I forgot to record me making the eyes and the teeth, but it only took about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So yeah, the painting is done, and I really like it. I think it's a great painting. I'll just go right over here to talk about it. I really like how much negative space there's in this painting, but also how much just oomph and detail and the small patches, which are small spots. You can't probably see them, but all this where the texture and the use this this thing here just gives these very small faint lines and colors. It gives this like mixing ability without actually mixing any color, because I don't like mixing color the traditional way. I like putting layers upon layers of color, which I think gives a much greater detailed result. Personally, I think that it does. Yeah, the eyes and the mouth teeth is super simple, but that's why I like it. I was like, what can I do with the eyes? What can I do? And I was like, you know what? It's very human looking, but I feel like just giving it like my sort of thing. You know what? Let's give it some crazy teeth, and let's give it some crazy eyes, some white around the eyes, just to really pop. So now that there we have these focus points here, which are the eyes and the teeth. Like these three kind of form this triangle of focus points. It's also like kind of in the middle of the canvas here, and then down here. So like when you look up, you kind of go straight to the eyes in the middle, and then you go up. There's not really that much, but it's still important to be there with the proportions and stuff. And then you go down, and there's the mouth, and it's weirder, and it's the nose and the contour. Great, I really like this painting. it didn't take me that long. I actually thought I would finish it when I got home from Copenhagen, but I didn't. But this video can only come out after I've been to Copenhagen, because of the first clip, was a gift from my friend who lives in Copenhagen, and she can't know what she's getting, or she can't have the chance to know what she's getting before she got it. I don't want to take that chance. So yeah, it's a really great painting, and yeah, probably this is one of the ones I'm really happy with. It's much more human, but also still very much me. I love the color scheme, not too red, not too beige, not too black. It could be a little bit darker, but I think the background, and especially with the negative space here, like this part is super weird. It's a really weird shape to have a negative space in, and here as well, and also the cheeks here get a lot of negative space around the mouth here. And here, I think it's super weird and it's super great. It's just perfect in my opinion. I really like this. Yeah. As you can probably tell, I'm pretty happy with this painting. Yeah. I think that's it, really. I think that's all I have to say. So, I want to say thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Because I really appreciate every time you do. And we're getting very close to 900. Like, very, very close. Maybe we've hit it. Maybe, probably not. But we don't, But we're getting very close at least. Or we've hit it. But thank you either way. Like, subscribe, comment. Have a nice, lovely day, night, whenever you're watching this. Have a good time. Bye-bye.